Hi, this is Nathan Jennison of the Mortgage Architects, and I'm here to talk to you today about how to thrive in a post-NAR decision market. The reality is this is a big opportunity for you. A whole lot of real estate agents right now are really scared, and there's a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, and the reality is this is at the end of a really tough year. 2023 was not easy for real estate agents or us in the lending side, and so a lot of real estate agents are unfortunately going to get out now because at this point, all of a sudden, they're facing a decision of like, I can't help customers buy a home and know that I'm going to get paid. And so that means that fewer people in the market with probably about the same amount of business, that's going to be more market share for you. You're going to be able to make a lot more money. So that's one of the things that is awesome right from the start. And the other thing is this, it's going to get figured out. In 2009, this happened on the lending side. There was panic. Everybody was like, no, there's not going to be any lenders anymore. We're not going to be able to do this. Well, the reality is it ended up getting figured out with a lot of disclosures. So we went from 50 pages at the settlement table to now 350 pages at the settlement table. Chances are disclosures are going to be a big part of how this gets figured out. It's going to mean more trees dying, unfortunately, but the reality is business is going to go on. We're going to continue to buy and sell real estate, and you're going to continue to make money. Now, we do have to adapt, and that's really where I'm coming in at from this angle. We want to showcase value. You deserve to be paid. Now we need to help customers understand why that is a little more directly. And so we're going to really approach that with, number one, a customer first mentality. You always need to play this from the long game. That long game is, how do we keep customers' interest first? And how do we create such an experience that we get word of mouth advertising? One of my favorite people named Andy Andrews, one of the things that he says about advertising is this: advertising is the fee that you pay for not being remarkable enough. And so we want to create such an experience that your customer can't stop talking about you to everybody that they know. And guess what? When they're a first-time home buyer, guess who they know? A lot of other first-time home buyers. So let's make sure that that's happening. That really goes into my next point, which is to demonstrate excellence. We really want to know what's going to set you apart. What do we communicate to your customer about why you're better and different than all the other real estate agents that are out there? So let's be thinking about that. Keep it simple. Big levers, deliver for our clients. So if we're thinking about it in terms of this, there's a PDF going around that has 91 ways, 91 things that a buyer's agent does for the customer. That's overwhelming. Nobody's going to read that. You've lost them. So let's hit the big three things that you deliver that's going to really make a difference for them. It's going to better position them. It's going to save them some money. It's going to get them into the house that they want, and that you do it better than anybody else or differently than everyone else. That's what we want to focus on. Also, partner with those that are going to reinforce your support and also that are going to equip you for success and really communicate that value to your customers. Those are the people that you want on your team. Teamwork here is really going to matter. You want it to be choreographed. You want to show that what you're bringing to the table is a more highly professional and choreographed situation for your customer on all fronts, including on the lender side. Speaking of lender sides and strategies for equipping for success, we've got strategies for you. So, you knew that was coming, right? So we've already developed a commission gap strategy, and we're going to have that. In fact, you can see it right now. If you're looking at this on your computer, it's on the right-hand side. If you're on your phone, keep scrolling down and you'll be able to find it. So it's a commission gap strategy. So this is a way in which we can help cover your commission when it's not being offered initially on a property that a customer wants to buy. So that's going to really matter. Now, we can't do this as straight seller commissions, and that's really the misnomer that's going around right now. You can't apply seller commissions to a buyer's agent commission and to have it go across that way. It's going to really come down to how we write that contract. So stay with me, look at that for more details. Also, we're going to showcase digital offers. If you've been working with me so far, you probably have already seen these, but these take our offers to a whole different level. And it also allows us to communicate to the listing side how we're going to navigate a buyer's agent commission gap, and how do we also protect that in the event that the appraisal doesn't actually come in and support the value that we're working for. So we've got that covered as well, as you know. And then also, we're going to help you have a really killer buyer's presentation. We're going to give you the vehicle for that you can easily share via text or via email, and to be able to really showcase those 3 things that really set you apart. So that's going to be key from the beginning. And if you also happen to be a listing agent and you think that this doesn't affect you because you're on the other side of that table, guess what? Your phone already rings off the hook. What do you think is going to happen when all of a sudden all of these agents are calling you just to see whether or not there's going to be a buyer's agent commission attached to your property? So we're going to help you in that situation as well. We're going to give you a vehicle that's easily shared so you can answer those and give a lot of information about your property in a way that's not connected to the MLS. So we've got you covered there as well. Feel free to keep scrolling down. We're going to be having those resources there. All right, first-time home buyers. They're the ones that are going to have the hardest times navigating this new market, these changes, especially if they don't have a lot of funds to be able to pay buyer's agents out of pocket. So here's the deal. It's going to come down to negotiating. You can have that direct conversation with your customer and saying, listen, I can show you this property, but there's no buyer's agent commission. That means that you'll have to come up with an extra 2.5%, et cetera. Is that something you want to do? A lot of those first-time home buyers are going to say no because they simply don't have the funds. And so that's where you want to have a disclosure set that's already been cleared through your legal department, et cetera, the compliance department, that's really saying, hey, that they sign off that I only want to be shown properties that offer a buyer's agent commission. And so navigating that and having that in your back pocket is going to be really key. You want to get that in place now. One other item that I really want to focus on is avoid the dual agency temptation. So if you're a listing agent and you don't have a buyer's agent commission on that property, chances are you're going to get approached by buyers directly. And the temptation is that you would want to also represent them. Can it be done? Yeah, it can. But it's also, those cases are the highest percentage of litigation cases, and that is where attorneys win, not you. So I highly recommend avoiding them because invariably somebody in that transaction feels like they got the short end of the stick, they weren't represented fairly. And we're going to see you at the closing table. Thanks.